Guys, if you like Dragon Ball Hakai, today is the best day for you to subscribe to our Patreon. We started publishing about 3 pages a day of the next chapter of Dragon Ball Hakai. In addition, you will also have access to several other stories created by our team, including Dragon Ball Shinken. By collaborating with our Patreon, you help us keep Dragon Ball Hakai alive and have a lot of benefits. Become a member of our community too. The link is in the video description and in the pinned comment. I'm waiting for you there.
Previously on Dragon Ball Super TU, the Tower of Power. Suddenly, Goku and his friends are taken to a very strange place called the Tower of Power, which belongs to the great dragon god, Zalama. This god reveals a very complicated personality, making mortals fight solely for his own amusement. On the first floor of the Tower of Power, Goku and his friends face preliminary battles. Everything seems to be going well, until Kaba encounters a very powerful opponent, who brutally defeats the Saiyan from Universe 6, shocking his companions, especially Vegeta and Caulifla. What will Vegeta do after seeing his disciple humiliated in such a way? And what other battles await Goku and his friends? Find out now. If you like Dragon Ball Super 2, the Tower of Power, comment right now #Tower of Power to help boost this video's engagement. Also, be sure to leave a like to help this video reach more people on the platform, and subscribe so you don't miss the upcoming chapters of this story. And I suggest you all stick around until the end of the video, because we're going to do something that's never been done on this channel before, and I think many of you will enjoy it. Alright, let's get into the chapter. After witnessing her comrade Kaba being brutally struck by Thornax the Crusher, Caulifla unleashes her fury in the form of Super Saiyan 2. Flames and electric sparks furiously emanate from the Saiyan warrior. "You bastard! How dare you use such a dirty move?" Caulifla furiously questions the warrior from Universe 8. Still stepping on his already defeated opponent, Thornax responds, "What do you mean by that? Isn't this supposed to be a fight to the death? In battle, all that matters is who's the last one standing, nothing else. If a warrior isn't strong enough to protect themselves, they aren't worthy of calling themselves a warrior. He lost the battle, which means he's proven incapable of defending himself and those he loves. Letting him continue fighting would be a delusion to himself and also to those he's supposed to protect. In that case, ending his journey as a warrior is the best option. Be grateful that I'm merciful enough to let your friend live. I've known many enemies who wouldn't have granted such mercy, though in my opinion, it's better to die than to be deprived of battle." Caulifla loses her patience and flies from the stands toward the arena, ready to teach Thornax a lesson. "You bastard! Who are you to decide if someone should keep fighting or not? Do you have any idea how hard Kaba has worked to reach the level he's at now? Who are you to call that a delusion?" The Saiyan shouts furiously, but before the situation escalates, Vegeta surprisingly rushes to stop Caulifla from continuing. "Stop right now, Caulifla!" orders the older Saiyan, leaving the younger one both surprised and outraged. "Vegeta, what is this? Didn't you see what that guy did to Kaba? How could you, of all people, the one Kaba respects so much and calls his master, do this?" Vegeta responds, "I assure you, I'm just as angry as you are, but you won't accomplish anything by attacking him like that. Didn't you see what that guy did to Kaba? If you attack with just the power of a Super Saiyan 2, you could be killed in a single blow. Besides, that guy named Zalama made the rules of this competition very clear, and he doesn't seem like the type to show mercy to those who break the rules of his games. By doing this, you won't be helping Kaba, and will just get yourself into trouble." Zalama, who has been watching all of this attentively, decides to speak. "You're absolutely right, my dear Vegeta. I hate it when someone dares to ruin my fun. If Caulifla had attacked Thornax, I would have eliminated her immediately. On the other hand, seeing all this hostility because of what happened to Kaba has given me a great idea." In the blink of an eye, Kaba disappears from beneath Thornax's foot, leaving everyone confused and his friends worried. But Zalama reassures them, "Don't worry, my dears, he's fine. Kaba is just being saved for a later time." After resolving the issue concerning Kaba, Zalama declares, "Now, the fight between Thornax and Kaba is officially over. Let's continue with the next battles on this first floor." And so, the battles on the first floor continued, with many participants proving themselves to be powerful warriors, while others not so much. After several minutes or perhaps hours, the fights came to an end. Suddenly, several cards appear magically around Zalama, who begins to explain about them. With the battles over, the games of the first floor are coming to an end. For those lucky enough to emerge victorious, there's a prize. These things you're seeing now, I call them power cards. Each power card contains a special magic that will grant you some advantage or ability during the game. There are many types of power cards, offering a wide range of advantages or abilities. Generally, you'll receive a card at the end of each floor if you complete the challenges. Using the cards is very simple. All you need to do is think of the card, and then your card will magically appear and you'll receive its benefit. It's a process that takes just a second or less. Of course, there are other nuances regarding the cards, but everything will be explained in more detail as the competition progresses. To all of you who completed the first floor's challenge, a power card will be given. On this floor, the cards will be distributed randomly. So hope that luck is on your side and that you get a card with a useful power. And I recommend you don't tell anyone what your power card does, because if used at the right moment and in the right way, it could save your life. Randomly, the cards disperse from around Zalama and find their users. Naturally, Goku receives one too and examines it. In his mind, he reads, "Instant recovery card. Use this card to heal all your injuries and restore all your energy instantly. You can also use this card on someone else. It's a one-time use card." Seems like a good thing. I guess I got lucky. What kind of card did Vegeta and the others get, I wonder? Goku feels pleased with his power card, but wonders what kind of cards the others received. After explaining these things, Zalama uses his magic to open a portal in front of everyone as he says, "Step through this portal to go to the common hall, which is an intermediate space between the floors. Use this time to reflect on your actions and performances, and also to meet other participants." Everyone on that first floor does as Zalama says, entering the portal and leaving the place where the battles just took place. After crossing the portal, Goku and his friends now find themselves in the common hall. In this place, they don't just see those who participated in the same game as them, but also many other faces. However, they don't see Kaba. Bothered by the absence of her fellow Saiyan, Caulifla comments, "Kaba's not here. Where did that bastard Zalama take him?" Vegeta responds, "Based on what he said, he's definitely up to something. I have a feeling we'll find out soon." To their surprise, some familiar faces approach. "Hey, you guys! Universe 6 and 7! Dispo calls out while waving at them. "Hey, it's the guys from Universe 11! Goku notices, excited to see them. "Tell me, Son Goku, what are you doing here?" Toppo asks. Goku isn't quite sure how to respond. Well, no one really knows how to explain it. We were simply brought here magically and put into a tournament in a place called the first floor. Jiren says, "The same happened to us. All members of the Pride Troopers were brought here, but unfortunately, only we were able to win our battles." Dispo adds, "We were also put into a first floor to fight. That means there must be several of them, with multiple competitions happening at the same time." Putting the whole context aside for a moment, Goku and Jiren lock eyes. It's a friendly yet challenging stare. The Grey says, "It's been a while since we last saw each other, Son Goku. Know that during all this time, I've trained hard and increased my powers. I want to fight you again." The Saiyan responds, "I've trained a lot these past few years too, and I've been through a lot. I'm stronger now and I really want to fight you again." The reunion is interrupted when suddenly a magical portal opens near Goku and the others. Next to it is Zalama, who says the following: "Warriors of Universes 6 and 7, enter this portal. The second floor awaits you, Universe 11 warriors. As much as it would be fun for you to join, I'm afraid this is a matter for Universes 6 and 7 to resolve." Eager for what's to come, and also curious to know what happened to Kaba, Goku quickly obeys Zalama, bidding farewell to those he just met. "Sorry guys, but I gotta go now. We'll definitely see each other around." Jiren responds, "I'll be waiting for that moment, Son Goku." Curiously, upon crossing the portal, Goku and the others find nothing. Goku is very disappointed and comments, "What is this? This is the second floor? Shouldn't there be more here?" However, It doesn't take long for a second portal to open in front of them, and out of this portal emerge those they recognize as the warriors of Universe 8. Well, it seems the guys from Universes 6 and 7 are here, Thornax the Crusher observes, in a tone that suggests he finds this amusing. This looks like it's going to be exciting, says Nemeron, who had previously introduced himself as the Alpha Warrior, equally excited. It doesn't take long before Zalama shows his presence again, appearing above everyone to begin explaining what will happen next. Greetings, my dear ones, and welcome to the second floor of the Tower of Power. I must confess I hadn't planned for this floor to be like this. However, I was deeply moved by the dispute you had on the first floor, and I thought it might be a good idea to settle the score between all of you. On one side, we have Universes 6 and 7, deeply saddened by the defeat of a comrade, incapacitated by a cruel blow from a participant of Universe 8. The question is, will Kaba be avenged? Or better yet, can his career as a warrior be saved? I say yes! For Kaba to stop being crippled and return to the battlefield, Universes 6 and 7 must win the upcoming competition. What's at stake is simple. If Universe 8 wins, the poor young Saiyan will never have his body restored. If Universes 6 and 7 win, Kaba will be healed and live as he always has. Goku tries to convince the host otherwise. But sir, this is really simple. Majin Buu could heal Kaba in an instant. Just return him to us. We'll fight Universe 8 with pleasure, but let us do it without that worry. Actually, if Kaba is healed now, he could fight with us, and that would be way more fun. However, Vegeta warns that it's useless. Save your breath, Kakarot. I've already figured out how this guy's mind works. He's not going to just let Kaba be healed so easily without a good show. Zalama confirms Vegeta's point. Vegeta is right. It wouldn't be fun to let things be solved so easily. I want drama and excitement. Now, about how the second floor games will work. Zalama begins to explain. On this floor, the rules will be much more volatile than those you encountered on the first floor. We will still have many elimination style fights, like before, but this time, the scenarios and rules of each battle will change. That means the second fight will have different rules from the first, the third will be different from the second, and so on. So be prepared to adapt to any kind of rule. You won't just need to be powerful, but also smart and versatile. The universe whose fighter wins all the matches will be the winner. Let's get started without delay. In the blink of an eye, the entire scene changes, and what was once an empty space transforms into something completely different thanks to Zalama's magic. They find themselves atop gigantic rocks that seem to stretch for thousands of kilometers. Below these rocks is an abyss that seems endless. The only participants not on the rocks are FRIEZA and a fighter from Universe 8. Goku and his friends had already seen this warrior from Universe 8 fight on the first floor. His name is Griffon, known as the Winged Beast. What is this? How did I end up here? The albino emperor questions. The warrior from Universe 8 does the same. What does this mean? One moment I was with the others in an empty space, and now I'm here. Zalama begins to explain. The first fight has already been decided. FRIEZA from Universe 7 will face Griffon from Universe 8. As I mentioned, each fight on the second floor will have different rules. For this first match, the rules are as follows. Anything is allowed except touching the rocks or falling into the abyss. Basically, the fighters must remain flying or floating the entire time. Whoever touches one of these surrounding rocks will be eliminated. And if you can no longer fly, it means you're not fit to fight. So falling into the abyss also means defeat. It is also not allowed to fly above the rocks. All combat must take place in the space between them. And don't even try to be smart and destroy the rocks, because you won't succeed. What do you think? Very simple rules, right? Griffon definitely enjoys hearing these rules and says, "How lucky am I? I couldn't ask for better suited rules. Your name is FRIEZA, right? Unfortunately, I didn't get to see much of your power during the first floor's fight, since the person who faced you was a weakling who lost instantly. But let me warn you, I'm not called the winged beast for nothing. Fighting in the sky is my specialty, and I won't be defeated under these conditions, Frieza responds. Is that so? We'll see about that. Your fight on the first floor wasn't very long either, so I know I haven't seen your full capabilities. However, just from the way you carry yourself, I can already tell you're nothing special. I suggest you surrender now, before I tear off these little wings you seem so proud of. Eagle screech! Griffin roars, right before emitting a sharp, high-pitched scream that seems to penetrate Frieza's ears, resonating through his entire body. Frieza is completely disoriented by this agonizing sound. Damn it, what kind of ability is this? This infernal noise is making all my bones and muscles vibrate. My head feels like it's about to explode, complains the Universe 7th Warrior, severely affected by the Eagle Fighter's vocal power. But Griffin's attack doesn't end there. Sky-slicing talons! The winged beast screams as he charges at a dizzy Frieza with a deadly slicing motion from his claws. Realizing the imminent danger, Frieza quickly reacts by transforming into his golden form, enhancing his power enough to overcome the disorientation caused by the eagle's screech. He indeed avoids the worst, but is a little too late for his right arm, which is brutally taken by Griffin's movement. Damn it, my arm! Frieza screams, a mix of pain and rage for his now lost limb. You bastard! You'll pay for this! Take that! Frieza yells as he retaliates against the Eagle Warrior with a concentrated, powerful, piercing beam. Griffin, however, has the perfect response. Feathered mantle! Shouts the winged warrior as he hardens the feathers on one of his wings, making them resistant enough to block Frieza's piercing energy. The two finally collide, beginning a fierce exchange of blows. Between the rocks, Golden Frieza and Griffon, the winged beast, engage in full throttle combat. They fully utilize their flying abilities, requiring precise maneuvers to avoid the rocks while simultaneously dodging each other's attacks and countering. Griffin appears to have a great advantage in the fight, and he explains why. I told you, when it comes to aerial combat, no one can surpass me. The skies have been my domain my entire life. I've spent countless hours perfecting my strikes and maneuvers. Not even on my home planet, where all warriors are flyers like me, has anyone come close to surpassing my mastery. What makes you think you're different? No one has ever matched me in the air, and you won't be an exception. Although Frieza can't admit it out loud, in his mind, he recognizes his opponent's superior abilities. Damn it. As much as I hate to admit it, this bastard is definitely superior when it comes to this kind of battle. This battlefield Zalama chose for this fight is completely unfavorable for me since I don't have the same flight skills as this guy. Wing Gale! With a mighty flap of his wings, Griffin sends Frieza flying away from him, pushing the Universe 7 participant through a powerful gust of wind toward one of the rocks. Damn it, what strength! Pushed toward the rock, Frieza has to exert all his strength to resist the force of the powerful gust and stop himself just before touching the stone. Heavenly beasts pounce! Griffon shouts, ascending higher into the sky only to then dive at full speed and power, heading toward Frieza with a devastating charge. But that's not all. And also, power card, double speed, it's over for you! Frieza! With his already immense flight speed from the Heavenly Beast's pounce doubled by the power card, Griffon reaches Frieza in such a ridiculously short time that the Golden Warrior couldn't even fathom it, finding himself completely unable to move away before being struck. No way! I won't be able to move fast enough to dodge. But in the end, it is Griffon who is utterly shocked and frustrated, as for some reason, his devastating attack hits nothing but the rock. What does this mean? Why didn't my attack hit Frieza? The Universe 8 warrior, stunned, questions himself. Frieza, with a dazzling smile on his face and a magical card in hand, responds to the other combatant. Did you forget that I also got a card like that after the first floor? Intangibility. That's the ability granted by this card. Just like your card doubled your speed during your attack, mine made my body intangible. The effect only lasts a few seconds, but it's enough to avoid your strike and make you pass right through toward the rock. I didn't want to use this trick so early in the first fight, but it's much better than being forced to reveal more of my abilities too soon. In any case, the important thing is that this battle is over. Excited by this little twist in the battle, Zalama announces, and with that, the first fight of the second floor comes to an end. The winner is the warrior from Universe 7, FRIEZA! And this was chapter 3 of Dragon Ball Super 2, the Tower of Power. But don't leave the video yet, because now I want to talk to you about something, like I said at the beginning of the video. Well, as Zalama explained during this chapter, the rules of the game on the second floor will be different from the rules on the first floor. While on the first floor, all the fights had the same scenario and the same rules. On the second floor, the scenario and the rules can change for each fight. This first fight, for example, had one type of scenario and rules, but the second fight will be different from the first, the third will be different from the second, and so on. So how about you tell us how the next fight will be? I'm not kidding, you can be the one to decide how the next fight will go and even be mentioned in the video. I'm going to explain how that can happen, but pay close attention to everything I'm about to say to avoid any mistakes or doubts. Okay? You will leave a comment on this video saying how you imagine one of the fights on this second floor. You will specify as much as possible how the rules of this fight will be and also the scenario you have in mind. We will read your comment and try our best to include your idea in the story. But there are a few things I need to make clear, and I'll ask you to pay attention to everything I'm about to say before leaving any comment. First, what we will accept is the idea for the rules and the scenario, not the characters that should fight in that battle. Of course, if the audience could choose the characters who will fight, everyone would want to pick the most popular ones, like Goku and Vegeta, for example. So we're only going to open up for ideas regarding the rules and the battle scenario, okay? Another important thing is that only the ideas from people who contribute to the channel will be considered. When you comment, you will make a donation via Super Thanks. And the more you contribute, the more ideas you can suggest. If your comment includes a contribution of at least 5 units of your currency, you can give 1 suggestion. If the contribution is 10, you will have the right to give 2 suggestions. If you donate 15, you can make 3 suggestions, and so on. Basically, for every 5 you contribute, you can suggest the rules and scenario for 1 battle. But of course, we're going to balance things out in relation to what this unit means compared to the dollar, since 5 units in some currencies don't mean much. For example, in South Korea, 51 is like just 5 cents in dollars. So in Korea, the equivalent value to $5 would be 5,000 won. In my Brazil, it's different. Proportionally, 5 Brazilian reais is like $5, not taking the exchange rate into account, of course. So we're going to make this proportion, alright? By the way, when you donate, it would help us if you specify which currency you're using to donate, because that can be helpful for us. The third important thing we need to make clear is that we can't guarantee that all suggestions will be adapted 100% faithfully, since your minds can be very creative and come up with very complex things that might interfere with the narrative in some way. But the ideas of those who contribute will be adapted in some way, even if only partially. And one thing that might happen is that we get so many ideas that it becomes impossible to adapt all of them just in the fights on this second floor. If that's the case, we'll find a way to adapt them in future floors. Who knows? Your idea could be the basis for an entire floor. And the last thing that's also very important, after this video has been published for 2 weeks, there's a chance your comment won't be seen and that the next chapter is already in production or even published here on the channel. If that's the case, it's better for you to wait and contribute on the next video that covers chapter 4 of the Tower of Power, okay? That way, your comment is more likely to be seen by us. Well, that was the announcement I wanted to make. Now that I've explained everything, you can make your contribution and comment your ideas if you want to be part of the creation of the Tower of Power. Soon, we will announce some extra benefits that people who already contribute to the channel, like members and Patreons, will get. But for now, since all of this is an experimental idea, we're opting to keep things simple. But those who are already members or Patreons will soon get even more benefits, also participating in the creation of the Tower of Power. If you enjoyed this chapter, leave a like on the video and share it with a friend who is also a fan of Dragon Ball. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next chapters. To let me know that you made it to the end, comment now Dragon Ball Super 2. And I'll know you're one of the true warriors who made it to the end of the video. Also, comment what you thought of this chapter and what you think could be improved in the story. Your opinions are very important to us. A big hug to all of you and see you in the next video.